Most people think entrepreneurship begins with a genius idea, a lightning bolt, a napkin sketch, a founder in a coffee shop whispering, "This is it." But that's Hollywood. Real entrepreneurship usually begins somewhere less glamorous, with frustration, a broken system, a stupid delay, a bill that makes you angry, a process so painful it feels like society is playing a prank on you. And somewhere in that irritation, a founder is born. Not because they wanted a cool title, not because they wanted to post CEO in their bio, but because they got tired of a problem insulting their intelligence. That is where the story begins. The myth of the big idea. Let me tell you the first lie people believe about startups, that the winner is the person with the best idea. No. The winner is usually the one who understands the problem best, stays in the game longest, and adapts fastest. Even the U.S. Small Business Administration frames business planning around market research, competitive analysis, and a business plan as the foundation of the business, not just have a cool idea. So if you came here looking for motivation based on fantasy, let me save you 6 months and 3 motivational playlists. Ideas are cheap. Clarity is expensive. Execution is brutal. Everybody says, "I have an app idea." Wonderful! So does every barber, every cousin, every guy in traffic, and at least 4 people currently ignoring their actual job. An idea is not a business. A business is an idea that survived contact with reality. The founder's first battle. The first phase of entrepreneurship is not building. It is seeing. Seeing what others overlook. Seeing inefficiency where others see normal life. Seeing unmet demand hiding inside everyday complaints. A late delivery, a bad payment system, a confusing hospital queue, a school process stuck in 1998, a neighborhood problem that everybody complains about but nobody fixes. That's where founders separate from spectators. The spectator says, "Somebody should do something." The founder says, "Fine, I'm somebody." Then reality says, "Excellent. Please fill out these 47 forms, run out of money, lose sleep, question your existence, and learn accounting by force." Welcome to entrepreneurship. Startups are not about products. A startup is not just a small version of a big company. That's a dangerous misunderstanding. A startup is a temporary, unstable experiment searching for something precious. Product-market fit. Y Combinator Startup Guidance repeatedly centers this point. Founders must find what customers genuinely want, and that comes before clean scaling. In plain English, you are not trying to look big. You are trying to prove that people care. Because if nobody wants what you built, your logo, your website, your office chairs, and your vision deck are just expensive decorations. A startup's early job is simple, though not easy. Find a real problem, build a solution, get it into the hands of real people, listen hard enough to discover why they hesitate, why they buy, why they leave, and why they come back. That's the work. Not posing, not pretending, not announcing we're disrupting the space while your only customer is your co-founder's aunt. The Valley of Humiliation. Every real founder enters a dark valley. I call it the Valley of Humiliation. This is the stage where your brilliant idea meets the public, and the public says, no thanks. No downloads, no repeat customers, no traction, no one cares. And this moment, this exact moment, is where entrepreneurs are forged. Because this is where ego dies and learning begins. You discover that the market is not rude, the market is honest. If customers ignore you, they are not attacking your dream, they are giving you data. Painful data, embarrassing data, but data. And founders who survive learn the sacred discipline of startups, iteration. You change the offer, you refine the pricing, you adjust the timing, you rewrite the message, you remove features nobody uses, you double down on what actually helps. You stop asking, "How do I protect my original idea?" and you start asking, "What truth is the market trying to teach me?" That question can save a company. Why most startups die. Now let's talk about the graveyard, because entrepreneurship isn't just ambition, it's attrition. CB Insight's analysis of startup failures highlights a recurring pattern. Many startups fail because there is no market need, while other common causes include running out of cash, team problems, competition, and flawed pricing or business models. Read that again in the language of real life. Some businesses die because nobody truly needed them. Some die because they spent like kings before earning like peasants. Some die because co-founders smiled in public and fought like gladiators in private. Some die because they scaled confusion. Some die because they mistook attention for demand. This is why growth is dangerous, because growth is not always proof of health. Sometimes growth is just your problems getting bigger faster. A bad product with more marketing becomes a louder disappointment. A weak system with more customers becomes a public failure. A confused team with more money becomes an expensive confusion. Growth magnifies. That's why growth can be a blessing or a weapon aimed at your own chest. What real growth actually looks like. People think growth is viral charts, applause, and headlines. Sometimes, but real growth in the beginning often looks boring. One customer who comes back, then 5, then 20, then a pattern. A few people use the product without begging. They tell a friend. They complain when it breaks. They ask for more. That last one matters. When customers complain because they want you to improve, that's not rejection. That's interest wearing an angry face. Y Combinator's advice on product market fit and later stage growth is consistent on one central principle. Don't rush the scaling machinery before you've built something people truly want. Hiring systems and aggressive scaling come after fit, not before. So what does healthy startup growth look like? It looks like better retention, not just more clicks, stronger customer love, not just louder marketing, repeatable systems, not founder heroics, revenue discipline, not vanity metrics, learning speed, not founder stubbornness. That's the kind of growth that survives winter. The founder's transformation. Now here's the part nobody tells you. Your startup is not the only thing being built. You are being built too. Entrepreneurship takes a person apart and reassembles them under pressure. It teaches you how to make decisions with incomplete information, how to endure embarrassment, how to hear no without collapsing, how to separate emotion from evidence, how to lead when you're tired, uncertain, and being judged. It forces maturity. Because in the beginning, you think you are building a company. Then one day you realize the company has been building you. It has been sanding off your ego, exposing your excuses, revealing your habits, testing your discipline. And if you survive long enough, you stop chasing entrepreneurship just for money. You begin to respect it for what it really is. A furnace, a ruthless teacher, a mirror that charges tuition in cash, stress, and humility. Mostly humility, and occasionally Wi-Fi bills. So what is the hidden formula? Not magic, not hype, not manifesting a unicorn while ignoring your customers. It's usually this: problem clarity, plus customer obsession, plus relentless iteration, plus disciplined execution, plus time. That's less sexy than social media makes it sound, but it's closer to the truth. The SBA's business guidance emphasizes planning, market research, funding clarity, and structure because entrepreneurship is not just inspiration, it is operational design. And the startup world keeps returning to the same brutal lesson. The market rewards usefulness. Not noise, not vibes, not pitch deck poetry, usefulness. If you solve a painful problem well enough, consistently enough, for a specific group of people, you have the seed of a real business. And if you keep learning faster than your competitors, you have the seed of growth. Entrepreneurship is not for people who want comfort. It is for people willing to trade certainty for possibility. Startups are not fairy tales. They're high-speed negotiations with reality. Some will fail, many will pivot. A few will break through. But every founder who makes it learns the same ancient truth. Growth is not something you chase directly. You earn it. You earn it by understanding people, by solving what hurts, by fixing what breaks, by listening when the market whispers, and adapting before it screams. So if you are standing at the edge of an idea right now, nervous, excited, underprepared, slightly delusional, good. That's how most journeys begin. Just remember, don't fall in love with your idea. Fall in love with the problem. Don't chase speed. Worship traction. Don't chase the image of being a founder. Become the kind of person who can carry the weight. Because in the end, entrepreneurship is not about starting a company. It is about becoming someone who can build value where none existed before.
And that is one of the closest things this world has to modern-day alchemy. If this gave you a new way to see entrepreneurship, subscribe now. And in the comments, tell me this: what kills more dreams? Lack of money, lack of discipline, or lack of product-market fit?